Tonight we're going to be looking at Elon Musk, his recent salute that he gave, and we are going to react to it, but my goal here is to take this following conversation and look through this event through a lens of why our culture reacted in the way that it did, in particular the media, and why we choose to react that way, and why the media chooses to do it like that or disseminate that information to the public. And I'm including media not just as legacy media, but influencers, podcasters, all of those. Anybody who is basically providing a platform and distributing information to the public. So, we will take a look at our viral culture nowadays. We'll get started right here. So, here we go. Yes! Pretty intense.
What?
This is what victory feels like.
Okay, so one thing right here. This will be part of the reaction portion. Do you see how his fingers are pressed together?
I did not.
Well, they are. And also, when he walked up to the stage before he spread his fingers, he had them pushed together as well. Now, I don't know about you, Zach, but how often do you walk around or gesture with your fingers pressed together?
When it's it has to be deliberate.
Right. Exactly. It has to be deliberate. You are making an effort to do something. There is a cognitive choice behind it. Now, I'm just going to throw this out there. Do you think an individual who owns one of the largest social media companies in the entire world knows something about how people will react to a certain thing distributed in the media?
I would say he would know everything about it.
Right. Do you think that it would benefit this man to do something that would alienate a large group of people who may be investing in his company? Because I don't think it would.
Obviously, it would not. And I've never seen him act this way on screen before, although I have not watched him much.
Right. But one thing that he does have is that social media company, and he makes money from it. And I think this would be an excellent way to make some money and get to troll the media. Right. And that is my interpretation of this. A troll.
Yeah! And this was no ordinary victory. This was a fork in the road of human civilization. Okay. This there are elections that come and go. Some elections are, important, some are not, but this one this one really mattered. And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
He did place a big bet on this. A very big bet.
What would have happened the other way around?
Well, he probably wouldn't have just got a lot of funding. There you go.
He's making that what is that chip called?
They're working on AI development.
Yeah, what is that exactly called that he's trying to make it some sort of processor?
Oh, you're probably thinking of the Willow chip? That's by Google.
Oh, no, but what is that called when it's on the atomic level of where he has processors?
Quantum computing.
Quantum computing.
That's the Willow chip.
Okay, he's trying to do something like that too. He's trying to make a quantum computer.
Mm-hmm. So for those who are just joining us, what we're doing here is we are reacting, just like everybody else, to the recent Elon Musk event, but with a difference. We're trying to look at this through a media literacy perspective and looking at our culture as a whole with how the media chose to distribute this event and how the public interprets it. So there is a lens in which to perceive this. So we'll have a little fun with this, react to it, and then we'll just kind of move through it and sift through the media and talk about some certain concepts.
My heart goes out to you.
What was that?
It is thank
So that was it. Have you seen this?
No.
You haven't? Okay. So that right there is what this is all about. Is that gesture? People are making the assumption that he is trying to signify to neo-Nazis and others a form of support to it, right? Because that motion happens to be related to some other things in our past which aren't seen as positive, which I agree with.
Yes, that's
to make that
exactly
clear.
what that's exactly what I thought.
Right.
And it could be stated, not to alienate, but people that would vote for Trump, like say over, like when we had, how do I say this? A lot of older white men like this right here. So maybe that could be geared a little towards that, because we had the president before Trump, was a man, was not an old white man.
Right.
So
what you're saying is that he's placating to a certain demographic within the audience.
yes,
There we
and
go.
even though that demographic may totally think that the whole,
Or be non-existent. Mind you that too. It may be non-existent. I just don't want to put people into a certain category when they align to certain things. I get it. I do, but you know what I mean.
yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Why has his hair got a floof in the back?
He's doing his thing.
The floof?
thanks to you.
Maybe that's a symbol to that one guy's very bad hair. It looked a little crazy.
You can't go on having better hair than me.
Right.
That the future of civilization is assured.
Oh my
Thanks to you.
goodness.
We're going to have safe cities, finally, safe cities. Secure borders, sensible spending, basic stuff.
That we didn't get last time he was president.
And we're going to take Doge to Mars.
Now that's his interest.
Going to funding
Going
for
to Mars. Have you heard anything about this?
Nope.
That's what I love about this is you don't have that much exposure to media.
I don't watch media.
I know, it's fantastic. It makes it perfect for this because we get to see your reaction real time without a whole bunch of poison being instituted into your thoughts. But he is planning on sending people to Mars and setting up an infrastructure.
People?
Yeah. It's a whole thing. And this goes back to my point about that this is an actual intentional troll on the media. Because again, he owns a social media company. He is a public figure and he's aware of how his actions are perceived by the public. Therefore, this is an intentional act. But there is some very interesting things about his plans to go to Mars and how he plans on instituting it. And I don't want to get too off topic here, but he is creating at his star base in Texas a brand new facility that houses those that work for Tesla and also provides, restaurants, places to hang out, all this kind of stuff. Now think of the wonderful type of manpower that you will have by promoting that. A whole bunch of people that are together with a common ideology. And not only that, but you are creating a type of generational workforce of like-minded people. I mean, how many people choose to follow in their parents' footsteps, right? It's a good idea. It's social engineering. It's fantastic. It really is. It's smart.
I mean, can you imagine how awesome it will be to have American astronauts plant the flag on another planet for the first time? Bam! Bam! Yeah!
Wow.
How
What else that's
inspiring
gonna
would that
do?
be?
That's going to take resources from other countries that have the capabilities to go into orbit and go into space. There's always a race. Like, that's going to make Russia contribute a huge portion of their resources to make something similar to try get to start going to Mars. Because who knows? Like, they don't want America to own Mars. Like, what if we could get resources from Mars that would, make us way more powerful or whatever?
Yeah, geopolitics is a huge driver in accomplishing large tasks.
Yeah.
It's huge. Like the moon, for example, right?
Yeah.
We had the space race. We dumped tons of money into NASA. Geopolitical events, huge driver.
And so did Russia put tons of money into, trying to make it to the moon. Now this is creating a competition between countries to get to Mars first. I don't know. See, and if he says this, and the other countries are going to get into this race, this makes this a national pride thing to back him to do what he wants.
Absolutely.
Because now we got to get there first, and because we said it. I
agree.
There's always problems in life. There's this problem, solve that problem. But there need to be things that inspire you. There need to be things that make you glad to wake up in the morning and say, I'm looking forward to the future. Yeah.
I forgot to do that.
What did you do?
I love you guys.
Have they just been listening to us talk about nothing?
Pretty much, but luckily this is also just an audio. So here we go. We'll go to this. Whenever you're around, we always try something new, and therefore problems occur. Here we go. Did
you sort of blame that on me, sort of?
I did. I did. It works out great.
Right. No accountability.
So...
They say Elon Musk.
And let me tell you, I'm gonna work my ass off for you guys. So, I really will. So, and yeah, but I'm super fired up for the future. It's gonna be very exciting. As the president said, we're gonna have a golden age. It's gonna be fantastic. And one of the fundamental things, one of the most American values that I love is optimism. And this feeling like we're gonna make the future good. We're gonna make it good. So, man, I can't wait. This is gonna be fantastic.
That's it?
So thank you again. And yeah. I'm just so excited about the future. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
That's it.
Okay.
So that one little salute, his gesture, has brought the following massive viral reaction from people. So here's a good example, right? Look at this thumbnail this guy has. He's either a Nazi or an idiot by James O'Brien. Now, this is a perfect example of our viral culture, right? This guy is exploiting an ambiguous action that is uncertain, that's producing this kind of blank canvas for people to paint their own interpretation. And of course, he's going with the most extreme interpretation there is.
Well, like you said before, do you think he would even have his fingers closed unless it was intentional? Do you think he really did that by accident? A man who owns a social media company?
No, he was just doing it just to troll the media.
Yeah, to create conflict,
Yeah,
more
it's
interest.
hilarious. Yeah, I mean, it is pretty funny. I mean, how someone could think that he is doing something to intentionally, possibly alienate a ton of investors in a publicly owned company is crazy. I mean, it's a troll.
Well, like you said, he can he can deny it. He can say it was ambiguous. He can say that to them. Oh, what? I didn't mean that.
Right.
But look at all the attention he gets for doing it.
Right. And that definitely increases the amount of money that Twitter is going to make.
Oh yeah, like
totally.
The people that are hating on him are on a social network.
Totally ad revenue. He benefits from it.
That was pretty genius when you stop and think about it.
I know. And it's hilarious. So he gets to make money off of it and gets to troll the media at the same time. It's a win-win. I love it. I do. I love it.
Wow.
All right. Let's check this out.
Oh.
Is his audio not working, or is ours?
Looked like the audio was turned all the way down. There you go.
No, I think that's on his end, man.
Or just do it now if you're at work and see what happens. I think Nazi salute in Germany and in Austria. So anybody minded to tell me that that's not what Elon Musk was doing must encourage him to go and do it in Germany and see what happens. And in fact, if you don't think it was a Nazi salute, why don't you do it at parents' night next time you're at your kid's school? Or just do it.
That's kind of funny.
Now if you're at work and see what happens. I think that's probably the best way to test it. Do it. Make sure you do it twice as well, and make sure you hit your chest first before you throw your arm in the air.
Okay, so I don't know if you caught this or not, but before he did it, he talked about his heart, right? So he's touching his heart and then sharing it with the crowd. He's expressing his gratitude.
But that exactly, the Nazi salute was bap, whap.
Right.
I just did it on camera. Oh my God. Now I'm going to be friggin'. I didn't mean that like that. I was imitating somebody. Oh my God. Now I'm a neo-Nazi.
Just in case there's any confusion about what's actually going on beyond the kind of far-right sewers and the comment pages of various newspapers, just do it next time you're on telly. If you're the kind of person that appears on Question Time, and see how you get on. I mean, it could be an extraordinary coincidence that he did two salutes identical to the Nazi salute shortly after expressing his belief that the party born from the ashes of the Nazi party, where they're currently adapting Nazi slogans to avoid criminality, could all be a complete coincidence. I mention all of that because it's context.
So what this is just the collection of clips that he perceives as the best, which are probably those that are driven most to incite people and therefore create engagement from his original podcast.
Isn't it? Support for the far-right party, born from the ashes of the Nazi movement. Support for a party that seems keen to revivify some Nazi slogans, support for this party, a belief that this party should be governing Germany. Coincidentally, these opinions expressed by somebody who has subsequently given two Nazi salutes at the Donald Trump inauguration. As James points out, Elon Musk is a Nazi or he's stupid. And given that we keep...
I got a point about this. So notice how he said opinion. Well, what about this guy's opinion, right? This guy is just giving an opinion. And this goes to a communication effect that is called a two-step communication model. And it mimics our usual social hierarchy where we perceive people with a lot of followers as having social capital, right? Just like we do in our everyday lives. If there is someone that we see as popular or look up to as an authority, we will sometimes adopt their beliefs, share what they say without checking it, and, continue forth with the spread of what information that they have. this individual is sharing an opinion that he does not know for sure. It's his interpretation, just like our interpretation earlier, but people perceive him as an authority and will follow suit.
They perceive it as a fact because it's coming out of this guy's mouth that they follow and have, like you said, like he has a lot of weight in their, like they don't see it as opinion. They are getting told what's real. I mean, that's what they perceive him saying is like, this is fact, this is real. I remember I've had a conversation long ago in the past with a woman I knew who was listening to a man talk about very similar things, and I asked her, well, how do you know he's right? How do you know he's not even lying? And she had no back. She was just like, well, he's not. He's just not. That was her rationale. She'd never been asked that question about this person that she was following before. I could see it in her face. Yeah. She was like, what do you mean could not be telling the truth or be wrong? That's not even a possibility in my mind because he's somebody I idolize.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And also, if we come into this discussion with preconceived beliefs, like, for example, we don't like this person and the individual we are listening to doesn't like them as well, that's going to confirm our beliefs. It's a confirmation bias, right? We're starting to pick the information that we want that's not going to challenge our beliefs, but align with our beliefs. And that is a problem.
That was a huge problem you see that like during the election, like a lot of people who vote one way or the other, like they will just take what somebody says as that's fact, even though like it's proven that this is what he's done. Like do something, but say you didn't do it. And now this is fake news, even though we can watch him saying what he said in real time. We watched it in real time, but since he said he didn't,
it happens both ways. It does. In his case, he does do an excellent way of painting media outlets that don't align with his belief or audience as fake news. But both sides definitely do it.
Oh, yeah. They will blow something up out of proportion. And like before, they would just pick anything that was even a little bit wrong and go on the news and everybody talk about it. And if you bitch about something, if you bitch about everything, then when something actually big and bad happens, then like it's just more bitching. That's what they've been doing,
and no one will take it serious.
Yeah. You got to pick your battles.
But sadly, every single thing, for example, an ambiguous gesture gets blown out of proportion, and everybody's got to have a say.
Being told he's a genius, he must be a Nazi. I don't know.
Like that is a serious claim, right? A serious claim to allege against someone that you are a Nazi. That is huge.
Instead of just realizing what it is, like what you talked about, that it's something to make a big firestorm about him doing it. Not that it meant anything else. Like he's a Nazi. What does that even mean?
And
nowadays?
I could be completely wrong, mind you. Like that's just my interpretation of it.
Like,
but I consider my interpretation less damaging than calling him a Nazi, and I consider it a little bit further of a reach for him to be that. There definitely is like this scale of what can happen or what did happen, and the more that you add on to it, the less likely it, will become, the more things that you tack on, it makes it less believable. But,
I see what you mean. Like he did that just like Heinrich Himmler. So like he must be his great grandson and he's trying to bring it all back. Like, I see what you mean. Like the more ridiculous stuff you put on top of what it was, then it's like, well, really, dude? Like, no, now maybe it's just you're thinking about it wrong.
Yeah, just take it to an insane level.
His ideology goes, or whether or not he was caught up in that moment and just loved the idea of doing something absolutely outrageous. How on earth else could you upstage Donald Trump after he'd announced his intention to dismantle the rule of law and various other things and release various violent criminals back into the population while insisting that he'd been elected in order to remove violent criminals from the population. It doesn't matter what point you pick, does it? It's absolutely incredible. And it's only at work, I should stress, that I can find myself getting fascinated by it rather than downcast. Because when I'm at work and I have the pleasure of talking to you, the actual academic fascination with what's going on. So to campaign on a platform that promises to remove violent criminals from society makes sense. To then, in your inauguration speech, and with one of the first acts as president, to release hundreds of violent criminals from jail, to release them back into the population because they were prepared to deploy their violence in defense of your lie about the election. It's just one indication. It doesn't matter what thread you pull. It always reveals a quite extraordinary abandonment of objective truth. Why do you like Donald Trump? Because he's going to remove violent criminals from the population. What did he do after getting elected? He released loads of violent criminals. So how can those both be true? Well, it's again, not dissimilar to that last call we took from Sam. It's going to be the foreign violent criminals or the dark-skinned violent criminals that he's going to be removing from the population. And the ones that he's going to be releasing are going to be ones that...
Okay. I'm getting tired of that. He's no longer talking about the actual event. He's just
history lesson.
on
He
a
writes,
bunch of other
sorry
stuff.
to burst your lefty bubble, Jimbo. It's a Roman salute, not a Nazi salute.
Oh, here we go.
Be a little flash across his face where he acknowledges exactly what it is that he's about to do, because it's setting off fireworks. It's upsetting the wokies. It's claiming it's making America great again. I'll read this from Will in Christchurch because I think he probably sent it before I gave you that little history lesson. He writes,
Dude, where that mic is driving me crazy. You can't even see his face. It is from his chin to his forehead. What the hell? Drives me nuts.
sorry to burst your lefty bubble, Jimbo. It's a Roman salute, not a Nazi salute.
Ugh.
Elon is clearly saluting a modern-day emperor in Donald Trump. Mate, you didn't get the memo. You're supposed to claim that he's giving his heart to the audience.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Not saluting a modern-day emperor in Donald Trump. I don't expect for a minute that you will read this out, as it doesn't fit your... Any guess on what the next word is? Your woke lefty agenda. So Will's ended up defending Nazi salutes. I bet he didn't think when he woke up yesterday morning that he was going to go to bed.
So this is a British entertainment media outlet, it looks like.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. It's interesting hearing them use the same language that we have in the U.S. I don't listen to a lot of British news.
Like same language.
Yeah, like woke politics, different things like that.
I see what you mean.
That
Yeah,
they've adopted it to in their culture.
I think that's more they would see it and critique it. I don't know how much wokeness they have over there in
Neither do I.
Britain, because I know their racism to an extent is much less than ours.
Mm-hmm. They have been experiencing different things with, like, if you attribute a race to it, like the Muslim population.
Yeah, and like
they have been facing challenges with Islamophobia in their society, but
Judaism, and that's more of like a religious group that they're targeting, or not targeting, but having some sort of feeling some type of way against.
Right.
Arguing that there's nothing wrong with Nazi salutes, or that it's not. When is a Nazi salute not a Nazi salute? When Elon Musk does it.
See,
25 minutes after 11 is the time. I don't know what the question is here, because having a phone in on whether or not it was a Nazi salute is of a very different flavour, isn't it, from the idea of accepting that it simply is. But I think this is how it happens. I watched it happen and I thought, good God, that can't be what I think it was. And then he did it again and I thought, oh my days, it was. And
by again, he just means like in quick succession.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which he's like doubling down on his...
Yeah, but the way that he said that, it can be interpreted in different ways, right? Like, he got up there, did it once, and then waited 5 minutes and did it again. You know, it strips away the context, which is bad because people who haven't seen it will just take it for what he has said.
Yes.
Does that make sense? In other words, take it in a way that didn't actually occur.
Well, yeah, and the way he's saying it, I see what you're saying. The way he's saying it, he's leaving that there's no doubt it's what it was.
Mhm.
Like he can't even take phone calls about it not being that because it was that.
Right.
And hands down. Now, the meaning behind why Elon Musk did it is obviously what you said. He's just trying to get, like, build a fascination and get a bunch of clickbait about it and
Yeah.
have trolls, like, talk about it on his Twitter page.
And, you know, it might not even be that, but the fact that this guy is taking an ambiguous movement, right, that can be interpreted a different way, taking away the uncertainty of it, and then applying a assertion that this is what happened is a problem. You know, there's no hedge with those statements. It just is. And that's what people will take it for.
But you gotta say, man, like when I just did that to show like it was so similar when I just did that
I get
salute,
it.
there's no, that's the first time I've ever done that in my life, dude.
Yeah.
And it was an obvious, like, this is what I'm doing, man. Like and like you said, he's got a media platform, even his fingers being closed or any of that. He knows exactly what he's doing when he's doing it. And his speech sort of just trailed off. It was almost like he got out there just to do that, to create clickbait.
You don't walk around with your fingers pressed together. You just don't do that.
And you
or
don't
point like that. I mean, that takes cognitive effort. Like you're making a decision.
So does doing a Hitler salute. Exact same cognitive fucking reasoning, dude. You got a social platform, but you don't like. You know what you're doing when you're doing it. Everything he did was planned. Like it wasn't like whoops.
I think it's just a giant troll. I really do.
He looks
and he
like
does get
one.
monetary gain from it.
Yes, I know that's what I would say. It's a giant troll. I do not think that he's sitting in his friggin' basement in a bathtub full of gasoline, flicking matches and looking at swastika. Like I don't think that, man.
Dude, I seen this meme. I could bring it up. Well, yeah, I could bring it up. YouTube probably won't get too mad. Okay. Oh, did they take it down? Have they possibly censored it? There it is. Boom.
Hey!
Isn't that hilarious?
Wow. That is...
For those who can't see this, it's Elon Musk jumping in the air with each arm and leg pointing in the shape of a Nazi symbol.
Yeah, I did not see that coming.
Oh, good one, Zach. Good one. That's a future short.
Wow, is that out there? That's got to be. Somebody said that before.
I don't know, but it's good. That's hilarious. But here, this is a good example of our viral culture right here. So different media platforms, their algorithm promotes different things, right? So YouTube, big one with that, is watch time. And why that's important is the more that people watch, the more ads you can put in there, the more ad revenue that there is. And it also keeps people on their platform. Now, things like Instagram, Twitter, it's visual engagement, right? So you can't make a video of obviously just one image, but you can make a short out of it, or you can just make some crazy image like Elon Musk jumping in the air, forming a Nazi symbol with his arms and legs, and get tons of views on it and tons of clicks. And guess what? There's monetary gain in that for the content creators. And that is why they're doing it. Our algorithm and the monetary gain, the method through that, promotes this type of viral culture.
Yeah, and well, yeah, like TikTok, it's literally you're supposed to be on there just for a second, and you could make, you know, a swastika. Oh yes, I came up with another one.
So check this out, right? So I did a search on Instagram for this. Now there are multiple accounts now created, and here's one. And it says Elon Musk _salute_daily. 6 posts. They're all the same post put out at different times with an image of Musk and his salute, right? That is the only thing this account is about. Just got started, and there are a ton of them now. Like, they are flooding, and it's because it gets attention and it gets clicks, right? And you can see how they've done it with time. So here, this one has 13 likes, 1 comment. Here's one that's 5, which is probably more recent, 5 likes. Here's one with 6, but here's one with 4. There's 1, and there's 0. So you can see, like, literally, that they are doing it in a succession of time. In other words, one was probably 6 hours ago, another one was 4, another one was 3. They're posting the same content over and over again because that they know that it will get views and it will get clicks. It's just the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, it's like they're just, and it's going to be flooding the internet. Like, how are you going to go past anything without seeing that come up on a post or something? Like, and what's Elon Musk risking? Like, what's going to not be? Oh, dude, that's not an accident.
Right.
That's not an accident. That's blatant.
And then also here, this is another one. So see this hashtag? Mm-hmm. That's another method of delivery. That's another way that the algorithm promotes it. The hashtag now, Elon Musk is Nazi. It's just our system, the structure of social media in itself promotes this type of behavior. And it's bad. It's bad. If it was just cats and dogs that went viral, it'd be okay. But the amount of fake news or false news, let me just go with that rather than the political attachment that we associate with fake news. True or false news, the amount of false news that is spread is crazy. And I recently read a study that provides an excellent example of it and proves that we are more likely to spread false news rather than true news. You know why?
There's more of it out there.
That, and we love to piss people off that we know, right? That one kind of friend that you know doesn't believe what you believe, but suddenly you read a headline that proves your point, you send it to him. You share it. You do. We've all done it.
Instead of cats and dogs, you're fighting like cats and dogs. It's
right.
Like I have my best friend from growing up, he is a avid Trump supporter, and I'm not. Mm-hmm. And we get into livid arguments, just like, I mean, we're still friends after it, but yeah, he gets very upset. I have a good time making him upset.
I can see you enjoying that.
Well, yeah, it's because he's always on the back foot defending, like what I'm bringing up. And I could care less because he was like, keeps saying like, you Democrats, you liberals. I'm like, I'm not a liberal. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm an American. And that's what we need to be first. We're all Americans. We're all in this together. A house divided against itself cannot stand.
I agree.
Like, if you were going to create what am I trying to say?
Utopia?
Not a utopia. That's what I have in my mind. But what about the political, if you're trying to create a political civil war, like, we're so busy fighting ourselves, we're not paying attention to anything else that's going on.
And
this.
Yeah. And that brings me to my opportunity to take a jab at Tim Pool and his culture war, right? What type of gain does he have from his podcast, The Culture War? In other words, does he gain more by perpetuating the culture war, or does he gain more by finding a resolution for it?
his whole title of his podcast.
Is the culture war.
You can't lose that.
You can't. He has to perpetuate it to make that money.
Yes,
To make that money.
that Skrilla.
Yeah. And that's why I don't like him.
Is that the guy we just watched?
No.
Oh.
No. That was just some random guy. We could look at TikTok, see what they got on there.
Okay. I am very badly in need of using the restroom.
Okay, go for it.
I'm sorry.
No, don't worry about it. Okay. I guess I get to practice, like, keeping people going. Fantastic. All right. We will look at some TikTok then. See what they got going on here. Elon Musk, controversial salute. This looks like a reaction. Let me check that out.
Don't be fooled, don't be a puppet, and don't let the media control what you think. If anyone or any news agency or any video that you see posts a picture or a 1-second clip of this here, of what Elon Musk did here, do not believe anything they ever say.
Ooh.
Look at all these pictures. Picture like this means nothing. You have to always think for yourself. You have to always see the context. So I'm going to
I like this guy so far. Good for him.
play you the context and you make your own judgment. Don't be a puppet. And when you watch this, just keep in mind that Elon Musk is on the spectrum. He has trouble really showing or expressing his emotions when he's feeling a lot of emotions. Look at this. Okay, so just keep this in mind. I mean, come on. The guy is... Just give him a break.
This is what victory feels like.
Just a very happy, excited man that
And this
doesn't know
was
how to
no
express.
ordinary victory. This was a fork in the road of human.
Check this out, Zach. I went on TikTok and it appears that I actually found something that aligns with my message, which I'm happy to see.
Really?
Yeah, check this out.
And don't let the media control what you think. If anyone or any news agency or any video that you see posts a picture or a 1-second clip of this here, of what Elon Musk did here, do not believe anything they ever say. Look at all these pictures.
Because it's clickbait.
Exactly. Yeah.
A lot of it's clickbait.
Picture like this means nothing. You have to always think for yourself. You have to always see the context. So I'm going to play you the context and you make your own judgment.
We found something good on TikTok.
No way.
I know. I can't believe it.
That fast, too?
Yeah, I can't believe it. First one. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't the first one that came up. I actually read it. But, I mean, it's amazing.
Don't be a puppet. And when you watch this, just keep in mind that Elon Musk is on the spectrum. He has trouble really showing or expressing his emotions when he's feeling a lot of emotions. Look at this. Okay, so just keep this in mind. I mean, come on. The guy is... Just give him a break.
This is what victory feels like.
Just a very happy, excited man that
And
doesn't
this
know
was
how
no
to express.
ordinary victory. This was a fork in the road of human civilization. Okay, this. You know, there are elections that come and go. Some elections are, you know, important. Some are not. But this one, this one really mattered. And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
Thank you. And what does he say after? You have to listen. You have to watch the whole thing.
My heart goes out to you.
My heart goes out to you.
It is thanks to you that
So
the
that's all it
future of
was. He's just
civilization
saying my
is
heart goes
assured.
out to you. Just
Thanks
someone
to
trying
you.
to express himself.
We're going to have safe cities, finally, safe cities. Secure borders, sensible spending, basic stuff.
All right, I was hoping he was going to add a little bit.
And we're
more.
going to take Doge to
But-
Mars.
So,
I am happy that we found someone with at least a critical perspective of the media. That is good. Sadly, he's not part of the media. It's independent, but it's a step in the right direction.
yeah, and unfortunately, he had an opinion. He had a biased opinion on what it was instead of just describing it.
But it was a reasonable opinion.
I don't think so. That's unreasonable.
It was a reasonable opinion.
He's a media mogul. He knows exactly what every action he does up there is going to mean.
I get it. But it's a better message than the guy's a Nazi.
Yeah, at least like the beginning of it, he's like, "Hey, think about what you're doing." But you could see him like when he said it doesn't matter, or like people laughed. You could see him smile. He's definitely a Elon Musker. He's a muskrat.
I've never heard that, but that's hilarious.
I don't know if it's a thing, but it should be.
We're gonna make a compilation of your best.
See, look at that.
Now, like this
American,
right here,
American History X. Look at bam. That's.
But see, now this is the viral state of mind that we have, right? Like this creation of this type of media. I mean, this will spread because it instantly demonstrates visually what you are trying to say.
Yes.
I mean,
but it's what you don't accidentally do that. Now, I don't think he's a Nazi, like I said, but I do think I could 100% think that it was not an accident.
Look at this, though, how this person posted this. Just so there's no confusion, right? They're stating it as a fact, not that there could be any other interpretation. I get it, but there's obviously a motivation behind it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And not to salute a party that's not even in existence anymore.
Right.
Thank you.
For those who can't see this individual took the clip of Elon making his gesture, put it on the bottom, and then took a clip of, what is that, American History X,
yeah.
of an individual making the implied gesture that this person is saying that Elon is doing above it, making a comparison. Let's see what else.
It was a Nazi salute. I mean, what else is it? There's literally, what's another explanation? If you don't think that's
I've never heard of this media company before, this British media outlet, but it's interesting that their media is getting all the way over here. I want to look into that further. I'm curious now.
I've heard of the BBC, but not the whatever that is.
LBC. Yeah, that's new.
Long Beach, California.
Oh, Candace.
All right, guys, happy Tuesday. Lots to discuss. First and foremost, what I'm about to show you guys on your screens is captured real footage that was taken moments following the inauguration. I promise you, this is not AI. Take a look at this.
Oh, this was.
Oh, this is something different.
Oh, it's not AI?
No, that's
all right.
not
I'm just
true.
kidding. That definitely was AI, but it's funny. There are so many memes, so many AI
like
videos. Everyone is just still in the post-inauguration glow. It's been just 24 hours since America staged her big comeback. Elon Musk got on.
For those who can't, who couldn't see it.
They can't see this stuff.
There's people that won't be able to where I distribute it. It was an image of Trump pushing someone who's in a wheelchair.
Joe
into
Biden.
A garbage can.
Joe Biden.
Was it Joe Biden?
In a wheelchair and in a hospital gown into a dumpster.
I want to watch it again just because that was entertaining. Okay.
And her lead up is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, she sold it. She sold it.
I promise you, this is not
She
AI.
promised.
Take a look at this. All right, I'm just kidding. That definitely was AI, but it's funny. There are so many memes, so many AI videos. Everyone is just still in the post-inauguration glow. It's been just 24 hours since America staged her big comeback. What? But Elon Musk got a little bit too excited. He came right out the gate with a Nazi salute. Check this out. Oh, come on, Elon. Too soon. Too soon, Elon.
Oh,
that's
funny.
right. We are
like
deep
it.
in the Project 2025 handbook. I'll tell you what you missed while you were sleeping. It's a lot of tears and, of course, screaming about Adolf Hitler. Welcome back to Candace. Elon Musk gave a Nazi salute. I mean, straight out of the gate. He didn't even wait. He just took the training wheels right off. Of course, I'm kidding, but the internet is not kidding, okay? They are outraged at this moment because Trump is back in office. So this feels, I don't know, strangely warm, nostalgic. Outrage is the name of the game. And I'm going to tell you what they're saying.
That is horrible background audio that they have. Do you hear that?
Yeah, there's somebody doing something. Damn,
Yeah.
damn.
First, before I properly contextualize that gesture that he just made. All right, so
so
the
now
backstory
she's
here is
going to
Elon
excuse it
made
and
that
explain it
gesture
as
during a
something.
speech at the Capital One Arena on Monday,
Well,
celebrating
she's on the
President
right? So she's going to frame it in a different way, but I happen to agree with my expected, interpretation of what she's going to hold, which is that it's not a Nazi salute.
Why does nobody say it's a Nazi salute, but he's doing it to troll?
I don't know.
Why does nobody
I've
get
heard
that?
one other person say it, and it's a streamer named Destiny. He's the only other person that I've heard kind of allude to it. Yeah.
It's almost like they want to make believe how the internet works and all the things behind it, and how it's like no, we don't want to look at the real world. We want to take this, and it's either that black or white.
It's such a microcosm of society, though, too.
Trump's inauguration, and here is CNN's exceptional live coverage of that moment.
He's just wrapped up here. You can hear the.
No,
all right,
Elon.
so we just showed that. We just showed
We just showed that. That's funny.
that. Right.
It's worth salute. It was quick. I think our viewers are smart and they can take a look at that, but it certainly was. It's not something that you typically see at American political rallies.
No, it was not something that you usually would see.
That was right after
and
his
it was
inauguration.
quick, as you point out.
Yeah. Talk about timing, right?
Like, let's get as many people riled up as we can and flood my network with
It's
people.
hilarious.
It's pretty brilliant because what's he going to do? Is he going to get fired from being Elon Musk? Like, no. He has nothing to lose by whatever he does on TV.
Other than sitting back and enjoying the reaction that you could expect. I mean, I think it would be funny as hell.
I
don't think people know that there are some people that actually get a sense of satisfaction in others not knowing what they actually believe. In other words, you know how people are going to interpret a certain thing, right?
Yes.
But the belief that you truly hold is counter what they believe, but you kind of enjoy making them believe something else.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's what he's just because he feels like he's way above any of us, anyways. Anyone who's going to believe any of this, he feels like he's above it all.
But no matter what, I know he's getting a kick out of it.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's above all. Like
whether he meant to or not, he's getting a kick out of it. I would.
It's very quick, but it was in a moment of intensity for him as he came out dancing, and then he did that.
He did that, and our viewers, I mean, it was quick. It was very quick, and he came out dancing. They don't even know what to say. Don't worry, leave it to Twitter, leave it to X rather, leave it to two Democratic strategists, Sawyer Hackett, who wrote this on X. Our new co-president, Elon Musk, gives a Nazi salute on day one of the Trump presidency. Oh, this is what they mean when they say we're so back. That must be what we mean, obviously. I'm sorry you guys didn't get to page 495 of the Project 2025 handbook, or you would have known. You're going to start seeing these hand signs coming at you real quick. Another tweet here from JoJo from Jurors. This person, she writes, if you are not outraged by this, you are not paying attention. If you are not outraged, I want you to know that it is because you are not paying attention, okay? And Anya backs this up with
you're a horrible person if you don't get on this bus. You're a horrible person.
What? That's what the person she's saying.
Yeah.
Who said that talks about.
That's totally a good method, right, of how society works. If you don't jump on this bandwagon, you're a douchebag.
But I mean, and that's already they're starting this division of infighting. Like that's creating such a huge political division.
It is
right there. Like
it sucks.
It's one side's bad and one side's good, and whichever side you're on, the other side's bad.
Right. This is how it works, sadly.
And it's supposed to be America.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, like, presidents would, like, okay, Kennedy took in a Republican that ran against him as his vice president. I'm pretty sure he ran against him, but he took in a Republican just to keep it balanced and level. Like, so there were people he could talk across the aisle. He had a Republican vice president that could talk to the Republicans for him and keep America together, not this stuff, which doesn't mean anything to any, like, it shouldn't.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It is.
Instead of describing, like you said, what exactly it is, he's creating clickbait.
Yep. Well, what do you think? I think we got a good sample out of the media. Let's see. Any other good ones? Sorry to burst. He looks like he's just almost on the verge of bursting at all times. Okay. Oh man, she looks sad.
The man was literally saying, my heart goes out to people.
Yeah. But
the man was literally saying, my heart goes out to people.
That's interesting.
The man was literally saying,
look at that. You see the thumbnail? How it's different? That the thumbnail doesn't exist within the video? It's interesting that they chose that. Interesting. It was a sad woman that they chose to put on the thumbnail.
Oh. This is how you... Who's that guy? The guy.
Who?
That one in the middle down. Ugh.
That's something to look at.
Baron Trump? Yeah, I don't think Trump can have babies either. What is happening?
I have no idea.
Oh.
No, there we go. All that. Why does that even matter? Who cares? Go away.
Sorry, bad choice. I apologize for my selection. Trump getting Musk getting a haircut. Why didn't they fix the back of his head?
Let's see.
It's all floofy.
So we got him getting accused of making a fascist salute at Trump rally, and then we go to him getting a haircut. There's not even anything here.
That's just the worst kind
of
person.
Clickbait. Just clickbait. Well, I think we can call it good, my friend. I think we got our point across. So,
your point is that you literally think that it could be that he didn't mean to do a Nazi salute. That's what you think, really?
It's a possibility. I mean, I don't want to be that person that says, you know, this is exactly what happened, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to be that person. Where I tend to land, though, is that that was an intentional act. An intentional act just to troll.
Yes.
And have a little bit of fun with the media. And make some money at the same time.
Yes.
Because I don't think that the people who are going to be investing in this company are actually going to believe that it is what others are saying it is.
And I don't think that people making that much money would really care. Right? They wouldn't.
Probably not. Well, good stuff, man. Should we call it a night?
If that's the way you can call it a night, you know.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you everybody for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time.